Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about what medical billing and coding is all about. I did take a class or a course. Of course, you can find these classes in any community colleges or tech schools. I guess it's like a trade job or class. I guess that's what I'm saying. A trade program maybe. So that kind of goes side by side with pharmacy technician, medical assistant, medical transcripts, like cardio technician, EKG technician, phlebotomy. And so they are pay low. All of these programs are like tech programs, trade programs, and they're like super low paid. They start off at like 20K and it can go up to like maybe 40K, but of course that's with years of experience. So not really something, that people can actually live off of. Just to start off. So it was like 18 months just compacted into 3 months for me. And I actually did it last year during the pandemic because I was bored. So it kind of falls with the same thing, pharmacy technician. It was not really something that I meant to do. I'm just like, oh, sure, why not? Let's just do it. So I went to, it was like a state program. It was a fast-paced program. Basically, they cover most of it, but you still have to pay some of it. I guess to make sure that you're just not like signing up and not really caring for it. You have to supply like income information and all this other stuff. And so I came out of pocket maybe $98 and everything covered for the books. Now, the books that we got were so big. I can show you 2 of them. So this is how big it was. That was one. And then this is the other one. And this is what it has. What has the code. This is the code books. This is how big the code books are. And all the pages in there are codes. And what medical billing and coding is basically whenever you go see a doctor anywhere. It could be emergency room, pediatricians, clinics, outpatients, anything. Any kind of doctors, cardiologists, hematologists, just PCPs, name them, they're all in there. And so it's like any code for anything that anybody have ever gotten seen, it's in these books. And it updates every single year. So every single year a new book comes out. Well, 2 new books comes out. And you have to, of course, update your information. You have to renew your certification every so often. You do have to pass a state exam that is, I think they give you like 5 hours. It's so long. And they just give you scenarios of how to code it. And so with the school, basically what they teach you is how to apply the codes according to what's been happening in the office. And how do codifiers do that? And how do they bill it is by the summary that the doctors put in the notes. So this patient came for this long, stayed this long, and performed this and this and that. And, so it's honestly a lot of work for you to know for the little pay that you get. Same thing with pharmacy technicians, medical assistants, and all of those trade programs. They get paid so little for nothing. So I can already tell you I did not get my state license. I was like, this is just way too much for nothing. But it was very interesting because I got to learn a lot. For example, coders are the ones that actually get the money for the clinics and the practices and all of that. So the practices could care less about the patient. They just want to make sure that everything is billed correctly to the max that they can get so the insurance can actually pay them. Which kind of sucks because if you bill it to the max and say it was billed incorrectly or it could have been billed less for that patient who doesn't have insurance, they don't care for that because technically they're thinking that the insurance is going to pay, but if you don't have insurance, then who's paying? The customer, the patient is paying, and that's not fair. That was another thing that I was like, no. So you get higher according to the practice, according to how much money you can get them. And if you don't get the money, then they're mad. The doctors are mad, the practices are mad, and they can even fire you or just be like, you're not competent enough for that. So I was like, no, I can't do that. It's a lot of work. I can show you. This is a CPT book, and this was last year's. And so, of course, you tag it because you use these books for your state exam as well. And it's just so much codifications. Like, it goes from anesthesia, and this is my notes that I was taking, to surgery codes. I'm going to try to put it this way. You got surgery codes, integumental codes, muscle codes, respiratory, cardiologist, digestive system, urinary system. What is this? I don't remember what this is. Okay, so male private areas, females, so like generals and stuff. Auditory, radiography. So like I said, every single thing that you can think of gets coded, because technically they have to, otherwise the insurance won't pay it. And so with this, I learned, like, if I go to, say, a clinic and I'm like, okay, I want to see what CPT code did you put in there and build it for, I can actually go back to these books and see what they build it for, which is pretty good. I do say, though, it's a lot of information given to you that you have to process quickly. Maybe if it was a longer program, it will be different. My professor didn't help at all. She really sucked at teaching. And not only that, but she made you read. So these books, both of the codes books came with like a principles books, which is kind of like the manual to the code books. And it explains like how it's coded and everything. But it's just so much to read. My professor just was like, read the chapter, do the assignment. And there was no room for like extra credit, because according to her, everything had to be graded, which I've taken so many classes online and that was not true. So me and her had a lot of going back and forth. Either way, I would not recommend medical coding, especially for what you get paid. You do a lot of work. Like I said, that test is like 5 hours long, and you have to go in person. You have to actually code scenarios that they give you. You need 3 books to pass that exam, and it's just so much stuff that you have to remember. So many things to get paid little for you to even possibly not have a good job, because people are looking for those people that are making them money. So that was my experience with medical coding and billing. I hated it. I passed it though with an A, but still I was like, no, this is just, thank God I did it just for information. And you know, with the program that I did, it didn't give me like an externship or an internship or any of that. So I couldn't like be out there seeing like if it was a relaxing. All I thought was, you know, maybe I could be in an office just coding things, but I'm like, oh, this is just a lot. And the pressure you get, what if you code something wrong or incorrect? I was like, no, I'm good. So I think I've given you all the information that you possibly need, or just sharing what my experience was like. This was the other book. This is the what's it called? The ICD-10. And so this one has like surgeries that have been performed and stuff like that. It's just like code on top of code on top of code. It's too much. Definitely too much. For $20,000? Bye. No, I'm good. Anyways, so hopefully that helps. You do also have to learn, like, you know, body parts, anatomy, and physiology. You do have, I believe you do need like prerequisites. Like medical terminology was one that was like, oh yeah, you need that. And I already had gotten that because of the pharmacy tech. So that is what medical coding and billing is about, and how it works in the actual field. And so, you know, basically your information gets submitted and the coder processes it, and that's how it gets into your insurance. So if you have any insurance issues or you're billed incorrectly, it's the CPT code. You can always go and ask for it and even look it up on Google. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.